Frexit fears have arisen yet again for Emmanuel Macron, with officials claiming the EU project is now over in a furious outburst against the bloc. French politicians responded with fury following claims the country must not leave the EU, despite the uncertainty caused by the bloc's coronavirus vaccine program. One politician for the Les Patriots party, Florian Philippot, claimed leaving the EU was like leaving prison. Mr. Philippot has been an outspoken critic of the bloc and disputed claims from Rassemblement National (RN) MEP Jordan Bardella, who insisted leaving the EU will not happen. He said, "To pretend to change policy by staying in the euro is like wanting to repaint the walls of your cell in a different color. Leaving prison is leaving the euro and the EU. Everything else is fantasy and lies." Fellow Les Patriots member Geoffrey Bali claimed the EU is beginning to crack following Brexit and the impact caused by coronavirus. He added, Rassemblement National's relationship to the EU has changed while the EU has remained the same, still harmful. Showing lack of conviction does not improve credibility. On the contrary, to become pro-European at a time when the EU is cracking all over the place is frankly a stupid move. Despite the issues ravaging within the EU, Mr. Bardella insisted leaving the EU was now out of the question regardless of the criticism it has received. Throughout the pandemic, the EU Commission has come under intense scrutiny for how it has handled the rollout of vaccines across the 27 member states. Some states, such as Hungary, have now looked to the Russian and Chinese vaccines in order to kickstart their own immunization programs. Indeed, Austria and Denmark agreed a deal for vaccine development with Israel last week after claiming the EU had been too slow. With vaccine rates remaining low on the continent, the EU has now looked to the US to permit the export of doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine to Europe. This comes after it emerged Italy and the EU Commission blocked shipments of the vaccine to Australia. Last year, southern EU states, namely Italy, also criticized the bloc for the lack of support received during the height of the pandemic. Although the coronavirus relief package was later agreed upon, they claimed the EU had not stepped in to help their respective efforts against the virus. Due to this, a wave of anti-EU sentiment has spread across the bloc, especially in France.